Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you can solve this puzzle, you are at least a 1000 plus rated player. We are continuing in our series. This is puzzle number 12. It is black to play. See if you can find the correct continuation for black. Pause the video now. As always, I want these puzzle videos to be educational and instructive. Otherwise, you could solve 3 puzzles on your own. So this was from a game that was played in Leningrad in 1936, and Grigory Levenfish, famous Russian grandmaster, was playing here with the black pieces. And I did a little bit of research, and I did not know this, some really cool chess trivia, but 1950 was the first year that FIDE actually started assigning the title of grandmaster, and Levenfish was actually one of the very first ones to ever receive that title, so that's pretty cool. Also noticed that he studied chemical engineering. I was like, hey, that's what I studied in college. That's my background. So I should be able to play like Levenfish one day.
No, 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 no.
Yep, 0% chance of that happening. So the reason I picked this puzzle is because I wanted to continue our recent theme of forcing moves. This puzzle is going to feature item number 6 on our list, which is the counterattack. So you'll notice that black looks like they're in a bit of trouble here. They're kind of stuck. So the queen is attacking the knight on e3, and if the knight moves, then the bishop hangs on g4. So white has some nice pressure with the bishop on the light square diagonal here. So in this position, black has one move and one move only. So if black plays the correct move, it's -2, completely winning for black. And if black does not play this move, it's plus 2.5 for white. So a huge swing. We only have one shot here, and the correct move is queen d4. Bam, brilliancy. So in your typical counterattack, you have at least one of your pieces that's being attacked, and you can't find a good solution to the problem. So you basically ignore the attack on your piece or pieces, and you focus on another area of the board maybe, and you turn around and attack your opponent. So here, this is not your typical counterattack because we're not really ignoring the threats here, because queen d4 does defend the knight and it does defend the bishop. However, as mentioned, with white's pressure on this diagonal, there does appear to be a slight glitch with queen d4. So before I show you the best continuation that actually was played during the game, I want to take this opportunity to look at a couple of sidelines to give you guys some more practice on your calculation, vision, tactics recognition skills. And that's the reason why I make these puzzle video series, is just practice and training for you guys. So if white takes the queen there, then okay, well, tactics recognition, condition number 1, color of squares for the knights, we have dark, dark, dark. Then we simply have the fork here, the family fork. The king moves somewhere to one of these 2 squares, and then we're going to take back, and then we're actually still protecting the knight on c6, so white can't even double the pawns. And black is completely winning here. So not too much to talk about there. Let's go back a few moves. Let's say here that white does not want to trade queens. Well, there really is no square. White has one square for the queen to go to where she won't be taken, and that is all the way back to the b1 square. Not likely, but just for practice, let's say that the queen did go back to b1. That's obviously a mistake and a huge blunder. So from here, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to pause the video again as practice. What would you play here is black? Pause now. Okay, hopefully this is not too hard to spot. This is a mate in 5, although really it's more like a mate in 2 because white is just going to throw some pieces in front. We're going to capture the g2 pawn with a knight check. King has to go to the f file. We bring our rook to the f file check, and that is going to be checkmate on f2. White can just simply throw some pieces in front to delay it, sack the knight, and we have checkmate on f2. Okay, so let's go back to this spot. So now I'm going to show you a ridiculous line. Let's say that white's queen is protected by the knight. Let's just say that white plays a3, which is a move that no human being on planet Earth would ever play. That's not the point. We're in training mode, okay? So what would you play here is black? Pause the video now. Okay, so I'm going to say that probably 97 out of 100 of you guys probably said, oh, that's easy. Take the queen, knight takes, and we hit him with the fork on c2. That's great. That's winning, -3.6. When you find a good move in chess, look for a better one. Okay, so this is tactics recognition. Condition number 4, restricted pieces. Which of white's pieces does not have a whole lot of mobility and a whole lot of range? It's the king. And yes, that can fit this definition. So here we have the amazing knight c2 check, another brilliancy, because we are decoying the queen away from this restricted king that does not have a whole lot of squares to go to. So white basically has to take that. Now we come in and give a check on e3, and the king does not have a lot of squares. The king has to go to f1. We bring in all the boys, rook to f8 check, and now basically white has to throw their knight in front. Otherwise, it's a, I mean, they can throw the queen in front, but that's just a mate in 3. So now white has to block with a knight. Okay, so many learning opportunities in these lines. All right, once again, black to play. What would you play here? Pause the video now. Okay, this is crazy. This is one of the biggest gaps I've ever seen in my life. So black has one move and one move only. So if black plays the correct move, it is minus 13.6. If black does not play this move, it's plus 1.6. That is a difference of 15 points. That's a 15-point swing on one move. Huge gap. So I think some of you guys might have said, oh, well, let's just get rid of the knight. Yep. And so they take with the pawn, and then we take with the rook, and that's game over. Ouch. Yeah. So when they block with the knight, that is a discovered attack on our queen. So once again, tactics recognition. Condition number 3, checks and checkmate threats. When you guys have your opponent's king like this, where it's restricted, it's trapped, it doesn't have a whole lot of range, you got to keep the pressure on. You got to keep coming with checks. So the correct move is, bam, look at all of these brilliancies. Rook takes f3. Wow, what a move. Okay, so here, white has to take with the pawn. We, of course, are going to give a check here with the bishop on h3, and white has one move, and that is queen to g2. So here, obviously, we're going to take the queen. When you find a good move in chess, look for a better one. Nope, the queen is pinned. We are going to play queen takes f3. Yep, and now if the king goes in the corner, that's just mate. So the king has to run away, and then, of course, we'll take the queen here. They have to play rook to f1, and black is just killing it. This is like minus 13. Okay, so lots of learning opportunities there. Okay, all the way back to the, the first brilliancy. It sounded like we had like 8 brilliancies in this game. All the way back to the first brilliancy with queen to d4, the continuation that actually happened in the game. On the surface, it looks like there's a slight glitch here because white can throw in the intermezzo. Bishop takes c6, which is by far the best move, check. And now we're going to take here with the pawn, and it looks like our queen is hanging, but of course, we already saw this previously. We have dark, dark, dark. And then Levenfish played knight to c2 check, regains the queen, and in this position, white resigned. Black is up a bunch of pawns here, and we got rapid development, and black is, this is like minus 1.7 here, so white resigned. What a really cool game. I hope you guys don't mind me taking you into the forest and some of these, crazy sidelines. But again, we're just practicing, we're just training, we're just trying to hone our skills. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Hey, thanks for watching. If you think these videos are helpful and you would like me to continue posting them, please consider liking and subscribing. Thanks so much, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.